Hello everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to introduce the new Stampin Positioner to you. I'm sure you've seen quite a bit on social media the last few days about this new tool, but I'm going to show you a quick hack to be able to use it in a different way. So first of all, let me introduce you to the Positioner and what you get in the box. So you get some quick instructions that show you what's in the box and a quick tutorial on how to use it, and then also the tutorial in photos. Okay, so what you get is a Stampin' plate, and it has little buttons on the side to push down. They're like spring-loaded, and you get a couple of magnets with tabs on the end so that if they stick together, you can easily pick them up and pull them apart. And then you get the base plate. There are sheets that you can purchase separately. It's a grid sheet. You get like a pad of paper that you can use these little divots here to hook it onto and secure it to your platform. I've never used the extra sheets that you get with the Misty, and so I didn't anticipate that that was something that I would need, so I did not purchase them, but it is an option. And then there are also some larger pegs on the side here, and I'll show you what those are used for in just a second. So the other part of the tool that you get is a smaller platform to attach your stamps to, and it has these spring-loaded pegs on either end, and then it has the holes on one end to secure it to your platform. Okay, so that's the basis of the tool, and a quick tutorial on how to use it. Make sure that you can read Stampin' Up, and it's to the side. You use these two holes and place it down here. Your stamp is on this side, your paper's down here, and you just quickly press and you will get your image. So that's the tool, and I'll show you it in action in just a second. But here is my hack, because you've probably seen this tool demonstrated by placing your cardstock. There is you can't see it on camera here, but there is a faint arrow here. And if you take your cardstock and line it up with that arrow and secure it down with your magnets, it is placed in the exact spot. So you, if you have to stamp more than once, you know that your cardstock has not shifted because it's in that arrow. However, in doing this, to see if you've got something straight, you'll need to turn your platform so that you can see what you're stamping. And I just feel like that's kind of odd. So I'm used to using my Misty and stamping everything the way that I want it to look straight on my cardstock. So this is the hack that I have. This is a piece of acrylic. It's a grip mat. I got it off Amazon for 10 bucks. It's like stamping material, except it doesn't have the design engraved into it. This is normal to get some of this bubbling. It's still very flat, and it's not that thick. So it's basically a stamp without a design on it. And it's 6.5 by 8.5, which is the size so that you can place it inside your Misty in that area. So you can place it down on your mat, on your surface of your Stampin' platform, just like that. And then you have a grippy surface to be able to place your cardstock wherever you want it, and it's not going to move. So then you can stamp multiple times, and you don't have to worry about using magnets and fussing with them. You don't have to worry about stamping at an odd angle, and you can do it just straight on like that. So let me show you this technique in action with the smaller Stampin' Service plate. And I'm going to show you they call it the tiling technique. And basically you're just getting the same image evenly placed along your cardstock. So this is the stamp set. It's called Fabulous Sayings, and this was the purchase with purchase for the month of January. You can get it for $5 with a $75 purchase, and you can actually get it until Tuesday, February 3rd. So if you're interested, you're still able to get it. I'm going to grab this one because it's a nice large sentiment. It says happy birthday. Okay, so let's place this happy birthday sentiment right there. And then I'm going to do multiple happy birthdays. So let me take my platform top and place it there. Now, I have seen some other demo videos, and sometimes this platform, it gets a little wonky, so it's not completely straight. However, using this grip mat prevents that from happening because the pegs line up right where the grip mat ends. So it's straight on where it's going to be able to be pressed down. So that's another benefit of using this little tool here. So the grip mat. Okay, so I've got my image lined up where I want it, and I'm just going to press down and pick it up. Okay. So now my image is here. I've not used this particular sentiment yet, so I'm just gonna use an anti-static cloth and just go over it to remove. There's a coating in production that happens, and you just need to do it the first time. This process is called seasoning. You're removing that coating, and it enables your stamp to pick up ink a lot easier. Otherwise the ink might bead up and it won't be evenly distributed on your stamp. So let me go ahead and ink this bad boy up. You can go either way. You can turn this over and ink pad to the stamp, or stamp to the ink pad. I feel like using this smaller Stampin' platform, going to the ink pad is easier. Okay, so that looks good. We'll go ahead and place this down. So you put it in the pegs. You don't have to worry about the stamp hitting your surface yet. It's up high enough so it's not going to hit your cardstock. And then you just press down. Okay, you don't have to press hard, but press evenly, and hold it down long enough for the ink to soak into the cardstock, and then you get a beautiful image. So let me do it again. And so you can do this technique so that you get that repeated sentiment all the way down your cardstock, and they're evenly spaced, which is nice. Okay, so I'm going to continue on, and we'll go ahead and place and press, and then ink it up again. And ink it up a last time. Now this one I didn't ink the H very well, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, I'm not completely happy with that, so not happy with the happy. So let's go ahead and ink this stamp up again, and we'll place it in the pegs, and then go ahead and press it down again evenly, and then it's stamps exactly in the same spot. So if you want to stamp like super dark ink, I know sometimes using the black ink pad, it's not quite as crisp and dark as you want it to be. So you're able to stamp and re-ink multiple times to get that nice crisp dark ink. Whenever I use this blue ink pad, I always get it all over my hands. So it's me, user error, not the tool. Okay, so that's the multiple image tiling technique, and you get it evenly spaced all the way down, same image, and you can always change your colors up and do whatever you like with ink colors. Okay, so let's do one of these large images. This one, sometimes it's difficult to get it evenly inked up and stamped down, and you do have to do it multiple times. So let's use a large one, and we'll use our large Stampin' plate to stamp with it. And of course I don't have a piece of cardstock cut yet, so let me get that really quick. And let's do this at, well, let's go ahead and do a card front so that I can use this to create a card with later on. So I'll make cards with these things that I'm stamping right now, and then I'll post them on social media on my channels. So on my Facebook page and Instagram, just so you can see a finished product with this technique and with this tool. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this stamp placed. Now it's larger than the piece of cardstock that I've used, so it is going to stamp over the edges. However, because this grip mat is also made of stamping material, you just clean it up like you would a stamp. It will stain, and that's normal with stamps and ink, but that's okay. You can clean it up and wipe it down with a chamois just like you do your stamps. Okay, so make sure you can read Stampin' Up and place this down. It might stick to the grip mat, but we'll just figure it out, okay? So, it picked it up nicely, okay? So when you have a large stamp, if you see, you may not be able to see this on camera, large stamps, when you place it on the plate or on a block, sometimes you'll see bubbles, air bubbles on it, and if you just press the bubbles out, it'll eliminate as much of a void for stamping. Sometimes you get those voids, and it gives you more even surface to stamp with. Of course, since we're using the positioner, we can stamp multiple times, but this just kind of makes the process a little bit easier. So let me go ahead and ink this bad boy up, and we'll just use some pecan pie. I don't really have to ink all over the stamp, but just to get it evenly distributed, I'm going to go ahead and go for it. And like I said, with the larger plates, taking your stamp pad to the stamp is a little bit easier. Okay, so right now nothing is touching my cardstock until I press down. So I'll just press and get even distribution of weight all around. And from my vantage point, I can see where there are air bubbles, where the stamp did not completely adhere to the plate, and that's a common problem with these large stamps that when you put them down, you get air bubbles. So trying to remove the air bubbles the best you can before you start stamping is the best way to prevent that. So, okay, got everything pressed down and ta-da! Now I have a little bit of an air bubble right there. And there is some ink still on my stamp, so I'm not going to re-ink. I'm just going to put my positioner back on its pegs where it was, and I'm going to go ahead and press down in those areas where there was a little bit of a void. Okay, so let's see if we can get that ink to transfer. All right. Ta-da! There is a special going on for the month of February. And let me tell you how you can get your hands on this positioner. So from February 3rd until March 2nd, there is a join offer. And if you join my team, Pixels and Papercrafts, then you can get the stamp positioner for free. So joining my team, it's $99 and you get to choose $125 in product, and you can choose anything that you want and build up your welcome kit. There are some business supplies included, and then part of the business supplies that you receive will be this stamping platform. You don't have to add it to your cart. It's just going to be something that you will get when you join my team. And this is not available to the public yet. The only way you can get the stamping positioner is by joining, and you can join as a hobbyist. The numbers that you have to make are for your sales goal are $100 a month, so it's $300 quarterly. If you decide that being a demo is not for you, that's perfectly fine. You can just drop and just go back to being a customer. So give it a go. You get it's a great deal. You get lots of product, and you'll be able to get your hands on this super cool new tool to add to your arsenal. So okay, so this one, I like to choose stamps that kind of have a curve to them. With acrylic stamps, you can manipulate them on your plate or block and curve them, but these are good to go. So I'm going to do a wreath with this little flower image here. This is a set that's called Address to You, and it's in the January catalog. Okay, so we have this flower image right here, and I'm going to create a circular pattern on a piece of 3x3. So this is where this arrow or triangle comes into play. So I'm going to use that to set up my cardstock. And then we'll just go ahead and place our image down. So I think that will be in a good spot. No, maybe, let's see. Oh, please. Okay, that's the problem. I didn't have my pegs lined up, and I didn't have my Stampin' Up on the correct side. Okay, so this will work. All right, so I have my stamp in the place that I want it. I'm putting it where the arrows are on that corner so that it's curved around that corner there. And I'm just going to press down and pick up my stamp. Okay, so let's use, I can't remember, I may have used this stamp already, but I'm going to go ahead and just hit it with my anti-static cloth to Make sure that it's seasoned and good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and ink this guy up. I'm using Petunia Pop. Okay, so we'll go ahead and place this guy down on the pegs and on both sides. It's not in the peg holes. There it is. Okay, ready to go. Press it down, and I didn't get a good image, so let me just press this one more time because there's still ink on the stamp. And there we go. Good. Okay, so then the next step is you take your whole square of cardstock and you rotate one turn, okay? And then you place it back in that corner. And I'm eyeballing it. I'm looking at the lines that are on the platform and putting my square in that spot. So then I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp again, and I'm going to go ahead and remove, just because that's what I'm used to doing with blocks, but with this, if you get ink elsewhere, it's okay. And then make sure you put it back on the same pegs that you had used before. And so then I'm going to go ahead and line this up and press down. So when you're doing the wreath making technique, you will get some overlap, and that's okay because you want it to be a circle. So I'm going to pick this up, turn it again, line up my corner, and ink up my stamp again. And make sure everything's good to go and press down. Okay, now I'm not too happy with that. I still have some ink on this stamp, and so I'm going to give it another go. There we go. All right, so last quarter turn. Press this into place and ink up my stamp and place it in the holes and press down. Okay. Okay, for storage, I, just like with my Misty, I leave my grip mat in the device, and then I just take this top protective layer that comes with it and put it just on the top. So that way it's good to go when you're ready to use it. You just peel this off and you're ready to go. So that's how I store it. So let me bring in these things that I stamped today, and then I was playing with it yesterday. This is a new stamp set called The Cutest Crew, and it will be available with the March online exclusives. So cute with all the puppies. And then you can also use this positioner to stamp 12 by 12 paper. So you just place it and stamp repeatedly this way. So you're doing your tile technique, but you're going along the edge of your 12 by 12. And there's no lip here to stop your paper from going all the way across. So you won't get any bends or folds. So you can do border stamping. And then I also did this with the snowflakes that are part of that Address to You set with this snowflake. So I did this one with the wreath technique, and I'll make cards with those, post those on my socials. And I wasn't sure that I was going to like it, but after using it, I do. I like it, and it's not a replacement for the Misty. The Misty has its use in place, but it's something in addition to the Misty, and yeah, I like it. So If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. You can contact me through my socials. You can go to my Stampin' Up website, contact me through there, and I'm happy to answer any questions. I will put a link in the description below for this grit mat that you can get for 10 bucks on Amazon, and we'll put information on joining my team, and just hit the more button. You can get all the details, okay? So I hope you decide to join Team Pixels and Papercrafts. We have a great opportunity, so please join my community. And appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, and then you'll be able to find all of my videos. And thanks for watching.